You're looking at guys like Matthew Savoy to obviously take a step. Like, what is Noah Philp at the NHL level? When does Zach Hyman come back from his injury? I don't think he's going to start the season, and that's going to be a problem. Like, what does Vasily Podkolzin do to become a more consistent scoring forward? And I think that's a big thing for this team is, like, they're definitely going to have to wait for guys to show up. But the good news is they have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid on their teams, and that should help them out pretty well. And Naeem said they're not a deep forward group. It's interesting because I think by name value, yes, they're probably not as deep, but like I think
there's upside there though.
Yeah, totally. Like a guy like Matthew Savoy, like, and one thing I think will help his team in a way too is the lack of expectation in a way. Like no one's expecting Mangiapane to go off and have this incredible season. But if he scores 15 goals next season, it's just the same as what Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson both did. We just expected those guys to score 20 or 25 goals. And I think it's the same thing with Savoy. I think they're a little bit worse, but not by a lot. And I think it's because they lost guys like Brown more than lost guys like Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner. I think Brown as a fourth-line player instead of Kasperi Kapanen is a huge upgrade on the team. So that's where I kind of look at things. I think their blue line is shaped to go off and do very good things this season. Like I think it's being very undervalued. That I know Stan Bowman said Ekholm was healthy, which was a crazy comment to make considering Connor McDavid said he was suffering with a significant groin injury. So that's always something. By reports as well, I was listening to Bob's show too, and he said that Jake Wallman was a bit knocked up in the Cup final as well. Like, I think injuries eventually just caught up to this team so much that we're forgetting how dominant they were through the Western Conference.
Think about all the games they played, right? Back-to-back Stanley Cup final, and then, you have Connor McDavid and a handful of other players as well at the Four Nations. Like, it's been a long stretch of time for the Oilers here. Not much time off. So, I mean, you think about the regular season, it's like, are we going to see the best version of the Oilers from October to February the entire time? No, probably not. This is a team, again, that's played a ton of games. So I think all that really matters ultimately is how good does this team look come March and April? What position are they in to add? And I think they're in a fine spot flexibility-wise.
And that's what matters. It's not about winning July 1st. And I said this the other day on after the free agency kind of wrapped up, I guess, the busy part of it. Look at what Florida did last July 1st. They signed Jesper Boquist, and Adam Boquist, actually, a couple of days after. AJ Greer. I believe they got the other fourth-line player on the team, Thomas Nosek.
Yeah, they lost
Nate Schmidt. They lost Brandon Montour. They lost Ekman Larson, Tarasenko.
That whole fourth line
was all gone. Anthony Stolarz as well, another guy. Like, they did not go out and improve their team to like significant margins. That is not why they got the Stanley Cup final.
They got Seth Jones. They facilitated that trade during the season. They were able
Brad Marchand.
Yeah, Brad Marchand, of course. Like, there's a lot that goes into what Florida was able to do last year because of Aaron Ekblad getting suspended and Matthew Tkachuk going on the long-term injured reserve. I mean, they did get some help, I'll say. I mean,
to say the least.
But it does fit the narrative of you don't have to be the July 1 team. Last year it was the Nashville Predators who we all thought were going to be the team. They had, Steve Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, and Brady Shea on the blue line. We thought, wow. And even the Oilers last year, like the guys they signed, Arvidsson, Skinner, everybody thought, wow, this is the most exciting free agency day the Oilers have had since they signed Ben Eager and Darcy Hordachuk and Eric Belanger. And so many times you had these players on July 1, and sometimes players get their contract and then they aren't the same player. That's just the way it goes. So again, I think the Oilers are in a good spot to make those in-season improvements, and that's like we saw with Florida last year, and even with Edmonton, like Jake Wallman. Think about that addition in season. Nobody was talking about the Oilers getting Jake Wallman in July of last year, and then they went out and get him in March, and he's a very good top 4 D-man. We haven't seen much from Trent Frederick, but it's the same thing. Like, we weren't really talking much last year about, maybe the Oilers will go and get Trent Frederick, like a versatile center/winger who's physical, can score some goals. It's one of those things that just materialized during the season.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.